What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to We the Champs. It's good to be here. I'm your host, Jalen. We got our co-host, Uncle D, in the building. And our other co-host, Jay, is actually on vacation right now, but you already know he's going to come back with the hot takes. Yeah. Welcome to We the Champs, guys. Welcome back for those of you who've seen us, and welcome to all of y'all that have seen us for the first time. But we're going to get into the mix with some sports because we got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and share amongst all your friends and your sports heads. And hey, we're going to have a good time. But let's get right into it. So let's talk some college basketball. The biggest story over the weekend, Caitlin Clark doesn't just break the ladies' record in college basketball scoring. However, she breaks the total NCAA record and total scoring ever. Big props to her. And it's fair to it's game to say she's the most popular college basketball star in the game right now. I mean, above all the women and the guys. I mean, can you name one college basketball male star that's a bigger star or bigger show than Caitlin Clark right now?
Nah, man. I mean, it's not. All right. So we were just actually talking about this off air. Mm-hmm. So one of the advantages for the women game is they stay. They don't have like the one and done issues right now.
Right.
Or the same as men's basketball has. So that has like really helped with the quality of women's basketball because there's consistency in watching the game, and it's nothing to ever take away from Caitlin Clark, who is probably the most popular college athlete of the last 5 years. She's selling out arenas.
Dude, it's crazy.
And her declaring for the WNBA draft was huge for her. I'm glad she did it after breaking the record because the Indiana Fever had the number one pick, and that's right down the road for Iowa. She doesn't run that risk of somebody else get a number one pick where she's further away. All those Iowa fans are going to drive down the road to Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, good for her. So hopefully she signs with Team Jordan or somebody, and somebody can push her just the same way they did Sabrina with her sneakers. But shout out to women's basketball, man.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, she's going to get a dope-ass sneaker deal for sure.
Yo, man. Hey, man, Sabrina sneakers. You ever seen Sabrina sneakers?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I've seen them at Dick's Sporting Goods before.
They're actually dope, man. I mean, they've been doing their thing, actually putting out, like, good sneakers. And I don't want to be the dude to say women's sneakers. They're just actually dope sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Hooping. So shout out to women's basketball across the board.
Like you said, they're able to keep their stars in women's college basketball. As we know, college basketball, the star power has been dwindling in recent years. I mean, you got guys going overseas to play first, then you got guys going straight into the G League, like who was it? Mm-hmm. Wasn't it Scoot Henderson? Was it Scoot Henderson and who else was another guy that went straight to the G League?
Scoot Henderson, the twins. The Thompson twins went to G League, and they actually got a bunch of dudes in the G League right now. So they're trying to get into their NBA program earlier. But I guess it's good for the young men, but it's really hurting the NCAA, like the quality of star power. I'm not even saying it's hurting the games because NCAA, if you actually sit down and watch an NCAA game, they're actually entertaining now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The games have been good this season, but it's missing like the star power that they had years ago. Like Zion, the Zion year was probably the last year that they had like big name college players, right?
Right. Zion was Trey. No. Ja was in that one.
They had Cam Reddish,
mm-hmm.
RJ Barrett around the same year. Like that was the last probably big time year for college basketball marquee names. So we're
looking at the quality of basketball now. What's interesting here is so wasn't it before like wasn't there a rule before, like saying, and then with the NFL and college football, if you declare for the draft, you have to go for the draft. You're ineligible to play. Now, if you declare and you change your mind, you can come back and return to play. So at the same time, there's player movement. However, you got guys that what were you saying before the show? Second tier players. It's only a handful of those guys really going into the first round. Like who did you use as an example? Bakat Armando.
Yeah. All right. So Armando Baycott, right? Mm-hmm. So talented college player, real smart dude. Like really, I actually read an article about him on ESPN. Like really great with his money. So he could have left even like 2 years ago. Went in the second round, late first round. His mom is into real estate. She advised him like you might as well go back to school. So he has all kinds of endorsement deals through the NIL. So he's able to get his business degree. He's able to make his money. And then after he graduates from school, he might get drafted in the second round, or he might be a unsigned free agent, but he already has money to base his life off of. But it's different because years ago, like guys didn't have those opportunities, but NIL has definitely changed the whole way we look at college basketball. Now, he's a top college player, but that doesn't necessarily translate to him going pro or having a long pro career.
Yeah, and you look at that, like you said, that these guys decide to stay because they're getting paid in six figures to play basketball at the big universities and whatnot. So you look at that situation versus him going into the league, and it's like, all right, let me try to develop my game in the G League. And G Leaguers get, I think they have an annual salary of about $50,000. So that's really crazy to think. You're looking at a G League salary of $50,000 versus a six-figure salary, $400,000, $800,000 to stay and play, develop, and even build your name even more, because you're getting televised games on TV for your brand versus going to the G League and playing. It's like a unique situation. It's really weird, but at the same time, the turnover rate still for the teams is still high because of the transfer portal. Like you think, so what's a small school? Say App State has a guy that's just balling, and it's like, oh man, this guy's now an NBA prospect. Oh, but you got the Tar Heels trying to poach him. It's like, hey man, we'll give you $700,000. You come play for us. Bow.
Or I even look at a situation with Caleb Love that played for Carolina last year, right? He had a bad season, underwhelming season, still better than most college players. Underwhelming season. He goes over, signs with Arizona Wildcats. I mean, they're still a top 10 team, and he's balling out this season. So I mean, it's almost similar to NBA free agency, the way these guys are moving around on teams, but that just makes it to where teams aren't consistently good with the same players, and coaches are having to coach way different than they were doing like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Because you knew like exactly how to develop this guy, not just for the near future, but for the next season and the season after. So it's a different kind of development game.
Yeah, because you only really have to worry about the top flight talent going pro. Now you're worried about like your backup shooting guard switching programs. So even if you didn't have the consistency from your All-American player because you're worried about him leaving after 1 year being a one and done, you didn't have to worry about his backup leaving too. So I mean, it's just creates a whole bunch of parity, honestly, in college basketball between top programs.
Right. And speaking of parity, I mean, it's a fairly good thing, but I feel like the superstar teams, the powerhouse teams, did make college basketball a little bit more fun. So let's look at the race to March Madness and the big tournament we got going on. I believe we looked at the odds. UConn is the favorite right now, followed by Purdue, then a few other teams, and it's damn near the field. So your expert opinion, who do you feel like has the best makeup as a team from what you've seen so far to make
I wouldn't
the run?
underestimate. I wouldn't underestimate Houston. Houston, UConn right now are the two front runners to me. And then honestly, even Arizona, they got a lot of battle tested players on their team. And then I don't want to sound like a homer, but you
You
can't
already
really
know.
underestimate the Tar Heels just because of Baycott, who's been in, who's played in a Final Four. They got players that have been in NCAA tournament the year before. They had a bad year last year, but this still goes by Hubert Davis, who's got them back on track. So I think that they're going to be right back in the mix for at least an Elite Eight run, if not Final Four.
Okay. Good take on that. Good take on that. March Madness coming up in a few weeks, guys. All right.